Cartridge oil filters are becoming increasingly popular in vehicle applications. Although they're relatively easy to change and dispose of, extra care must be taken when installing a replacement filter. Failure to follow proper installation procedure may result in oil leakage and engine damage. Applications may differ slightly, but the following installation instructions should be applicable to most. This video is intended to show the steps involved in changing the filter, and does not show the engine oil drain or refill steps. To begin, locate filter housing. We've removed the housing for this presentation. And remove drain plug from housing cap if applicable, allowing any residual oil to drain from housing. Using an appropriate tool, remove the filter cap from housing. Note location of O-ring seal on housing cap drain plug, if applicable, and on the housing cap. Remove O-ring or O-rings, making note of where they were removed and set aside. Remove filter cartridge from cap or housing and set aside. 2. Clean both filter housing cap and filter housing. Use a flashlight to examine for damage, such as a breakage, cracks, or damaged threads. Make certain the groove in which the O-ring or O-rings seat are clean and undamaged. If necessary, replace damaged components. 3. Compare the new filter cartridge and included O-rings with the used filter and O-rings that were set aside previously to make certain you have the correct filter for your application. Do not reuse any of the old O-rings, as they are not designed for multiple service intervals. Reuse of the old O-rings may lead to oil leakage and possible engine damage. 4. Install the new housing O-ring onto the housing cap by rolling the O-ring evenly into place in its groove. Make sure the O-ring is positioned in its correct location when in place. If the O-ring appears to be twisted, slide the O-ring around in the groove and allow it to straighten out. Apply clean engine oil to the new O-rings. 5. Place the new filter cartridge in the housing cap or the filter housing, and install housing cap on filter housing by hand until you feel the O-ring compress. Using an appropriate tool, tighten the housing cap as indicated on the cap or in the owner's manual. Do not over-tighten the cap. Install the housing cap drain plug O-ring, if applicable, into the groove on the drain plug or the housing cap. Install the housing cap drain plug by hand into cap and tighten as required. This concludes the oil filter installation procedure. Be sure to check the housing cap and drain plug seal for leakage when you initially start the engine after changing the filter. And don't forget to check the oil level on the dipstick to confirm that the oil is in the recommended operating range.